Hey guys, Weston with Triad Dirtworks here. Today we've got a little something different for you. You've seen this machine plenty of times in our videos, and it's time for a little maintenance on this bad boy. So today we need to change out the water pump. The water pump's been giving us trouble here lately, and it's due any time to pretty much let go and dump all the water in the radiator and leave it stranded. We don't want that, so we're going to go ahead and get ahead of it and change it out. So what's going to be involved with that, I'm going to have to pull the radiator, get the fan out of the way, take off that pulley, and you can see right in here, this is the water pump. So it's not going to be too bad. I'm going to set you guys up here so we can get started, and I'll touch base with you whenever I get to an uptake point.
Hey guys, hey, it's Marlon. Hey, Weston's got you started here on this water pump replacement. That thing, I think he told you, that thing started leaking last week just a little bit. We noticed it. We noticed we've been losing a little bit of water, but that thing we're losing a little bit more. We figured out that thing's leaking, so we went ahead and ordered a pump put on this thing. This little old machine right here, I think I might have mentioned, this is our workhorse. This little old machine, it's an underpowered machine, but it's it is a workhorse for its size. But it's, I think it's the same thing, pretty much the same thing as the R070T ASV, and they quit making these Terexes. They sold back out to ASV, and I think the ones that took this place is that little 25 or either a 40. A 40 a little bit bigger than this, and that's what we're going to look at when we look at the next one, maybe the 40. And I think the 40's got a turbo. I think the 25's got a turbo on it, give it a little more torque, a little more horsepower. But these are some fine little old machines. But anyway, we're gonna get back to this water pump here. Here's the new one here, what we got here. And we ordered that thing, and check gasket. We ordered that thing. We're gonna put that baby on, see if we can get her stop leaking. But we're not mechanics, but we do work on our own stuff, everything that we can. Not trying to take nothing away from mechanics or anything, but if you own this equipment, you just about got to work on this stuff, or have a good friend to work on it. Because you know what happens, you go to the dealer and them guys is good, no doubt. The mechanics is top notch. What happens, they're so far behind. You put a machine in the shop, and it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get, especially now if you got parts or anything. You might have a machine down for 30, 40 days, you know. We just we got to keep rolling. But anyway, we're gonna get back at it here. Wes is gonna sit you up. We're gonna try to get this thing washed out and cleaned up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and service it up good while we got this thing out. But it might run into tomorrow before we get this thing complete. But hang in here with us. We'll get a little more footage on it. Just kind of want to talk to this machine right here. I believe is right at 1,300 hours. What we're looking on this tractor right here. No, I'm sorry, we're at about 1,600 hours. Same original tracks that come on it. We put 2 bogey wheels on it. Really, the first thing I've done, I've put some filters on it. I've changed the hydraulic filter in the screen. That's it. That's as far as that. I've wore out 2 little buckets. This is my 3rd bucket on the front of it. But these are tough little old machines. Got that little Perkins right there. You can see that Perkins name right there. And anyhow, he's gonna get it back out. We're gonna see if we can get it washed up.
Hey guys, Weston here. I just got done pressure washing this bad boy and it is looking sharp. I don't think I've been able to read anything on these parts here, but now it's just clear. Look, you can see the motor stamp there, the hydraulic stamp. It's nice. It's gonna make it so much easier to work on and clean. There ain't no grease. That degreaser right there, that unknown degreaser, that thing worked like a champ. So I'm gonna let this dry off a little bit and might even pick up on this thing tomorrow. All we've got to do is take this pulley off right here, and then we can start working on that water pump. So we'll touch back in with you whenever we get there. Hey guys, Weston with Triad Dirtworks. Just wanted to give you a little update on the water pump. So while I was working on it, it actually started raining, so I had to put the camera up so it wouldn't get messed up. So I didn't get a lot of footage because I was kind of in a hurry to beat the rain. But there you can see the new water pumps on, and I'll show you the old one here. So here's the back side. There's where the gasket was, and right here it's all pitted and messed up. The gasket was actually hard, so it started cracking, and this gasket right here is hard and snapping. So this thing was on its way out, and right here there's like no resistance turning this wheel. There should be at least a little bit resistance. So those seals inside and the bearings, about gone. They were just about gone. So since you missed the footage of me putting it back on, I'll pretty much go through the process right here. So you've got this hose right here. You're gonna disconnect that, and then you're gonna disconnect from the alternator down here. So there's a bolt right here that hooks up to the water pump. You take that off. There's 4 bolts holding on the water pump, and then this pulley is held on by 4 bolts that go in front of the fan. So in order to put it back on, you put the water pump on, you bolt that alternator back on, and then you'll put the pulley and the fan on at the same time. But do not forget to put your belt on first. You can have it slack, you just need it behind this fan, or else it's going to make it a lot harder to put back on later. And then once the fan and the pulley's in place, you're going to put the shroud back on. At the same time, you're going to put the the fan shroud, what it mounts to, hook that all back into the radiator and kind of set it in place, and then bolt it down. Now we tested this, we let it go through a couple thermostat cycles, make sure nothing was leaking, make sure the heat stayed at a reasonable range, and it worked out pretty good. So we got a good water pump, and now we've got a good machine back in service. So I'm going to hand you over to Wyatt for the outro, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Hey folks, it's Wyatt here. I want to show you this water pump that we installed. Unfortunately, we didn't get footage of putting it in, but we did get footage of taking it out. And just want to do a little final walkthrough on the brand new part. Weston did a fantastic job, like always. That guy, he can read something, look something up, put it back together, tear it apart. Very inquisitive, that is for sure. Definitely exceeds my mechanicking abilities. But everything's looking good on this machine. Go ahead and close the hood. We got everything back fastened, got the hood back on yesterday. Everything's working fine. We let it run for about 30 minutes or so yesterday, and we watched it, put a piece of cardboard under and make sure the water or the antifreeze wasn't leaking. And what I was doing, Weston would be back there, and then I would sit right here in the cab and we would watch the heat hand just to make sure. So typically on this machine, it wants to sit around 220, 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And yesterday we did notice that when you change the water pump, it heated up to about 230, 235, around that red mark right there. And it always operates close to this. Usually heat hands, the way they're designed, they kind of go into the middle, and then anything past the middle is hot. But the way this one's designed is this red is no good. I think the radiator is rated for the 300 degrees Fahrenheit. But we did notice that it did heat up all the way. It opened the thermostat and then it fell back to normal. We checked the leaks, or checked for leaks, made sure all of our connections were nice and snug and tight, and everything came out perfect. So glad to get this machine back running. Glad we were able to fix this thing in-house, because like Dad mentioned, there's no telling how long this machine would have been in the shop if we would have dropped it off. And that's what he was touching on. A small company like this, you got to wear a lot of different hats, mechanicking being one of them. Very fortunate to have Weston here to take that load off of me and Dad, especially. I think he enjoys it way more. All right guys, so this is going to wrap up this video on the R070T water pump change out on our Terex. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below. This really does help us out. And if you want to see more mechanicking on our stuff and on our equipment, please comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to Triad Dirtworks channel. We do love having you guys around, and like always folks, this is Wyatt with Triad Dirtworks, and we do appreciate you.